All right, everybody, welcome back to another fun and exciting episode of Booking It with me, Jonna, your fave. I have with me the great, most fun AR Farina. AR, thank you so much for being here. Or if you know him personally, like I do, because we've been talking for the past 10 minutes, Tony. Tony, thanks for coming on the show.
Hello, thanks for having me. Very excited. I'm all about booking it. I love your bookshelves, by the way. I love to see them. They
Thank
look
you.
fantastic. I mean, that is a good lived-in bookshelf.
I
Um, I appreciate it.
it took so much time to do this when I moved into this apartment. And I
Yeah,
have a whole nother
recently, you moved recently, so I can
yeah.
see it. Yeah,
And then I have another shelf over here out of sight, and I just bought more books. So they're chaotically stacked over here
nice.
because they haven't made it onto the shelf yet.
That's fantastic. I would recommend you've got Pooh up there in the top right corner, my top right. I would recommend, and I don't know if it's behind there, but if you have a copy of Benjamin Hoff's Tao of Pooh, you get that, and
I
then you put
don't.
Pooh in front of it, and then
Yeah.
it would be like a
I definitely am going to work on making them like more like pretty for when I'm doing the podcast.
sure. It looks great
Um,
now, though. I love
thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I just have so much stuff.
sure.
And I didn't realize how much stuff I had because I moved from a 1 bedroom to a 2 bedroom. And I didn't realize how much stuff I had in my 1 bedroom until I moved it.
And
So
now
I was,
you're like, oh, now I've got more room for stuff.
yeah,
Oh,
which is
yeah, that
bad
it is bad. It
because
could
I
be.
love stuff.
Oh no. I've got an empty nest, so like we are at the other end, right? So our kids
Oh,
are all out
yeah.
of the house now, so we're just like stuff. I just want digital everything.
Oh, that's fair.
And it's been there. I mean, the schlepping books around
Mm-hmm.
for years, all the comic books I used to collect, and there's just like that's like a lot, and it is our books are an artifact, and I love them, and like my books are all like these are books that
Mm-hmm.
I've used as art on my shelves, which I love to do it that way too. But of course, we've got other shelves in the house that are just books like yours that are like
Mm-hmm.
utilitarian books that I'm going to read, and these are like, but books are cool, and you can use
Mm-hmm.
them as art as well.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just bought a bunch of like OG looking like bodice ripper cover books, and I'm like, probably won't read those, but absolutely going on display on the shelves.
Yeah, right. That'll look cool. Exactly. No, I'm for that. Like one of the old Barnes and Noble, one of the cool things they used to do, and they still do if you go if you live in a place where Barnes and Noble still exists, they actually have those they posterize book covers. Like so all around the store, they've
Mm-hmm.
got like classic book covers as posters, and those are cool because it's like the original Gatsby
Mm-hmm.
cover and the original Lewis Dye cover and the original 1984 cover, and those are just like super cool up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Barnes and Noble. I might go
Yeah.
there today. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a teacher. I've got the teacher card. I got a discount. You say your sister's a teacher, so maybe you need to
Yeah,
pretend to be her. Yes, hello.
we have matching afros, so I feel like maybe I could pass for
You
her.
could just get
I think we could do it.
pull it off. Yeah.
How are
We're
they gonna
both.
know? She's not gonna go on Barnes and Noble.
No,
How are they
yeah,
gonna know?
they're
Who's
not
gonna
gonna
tell
know.
them?
That's right.
Okay, so a little bit about my guest here. He has a short fiction published on the Fictional Cafe website and in a print collection from the Free Spirit. I'm just reading your bio from the Four
Yeah,
Horsemen
of
publication.
course, please.
He has a critical essay in the Sequart publication, judging.
Sequart is how they say
Yeah.
it. Like, yeah, for like sequential art because it's a book. It's a
Mm,
company that focuses on comic books and sequential art.
bougie.
Bougie, yeah.
All right, it's called Judging Dread, and it says a future critical essay, but I was just creeping on
That
the
one's out
website, and
already.
it's
Yeah,
already out.
yeah, the Moon Knight
Um,
one. Yep.
on Moon Knight, which I was like, Moon Knight, like Marvel.
Yeah,
I was like, are me and Tony gonna be besties?
yeah. We
Because
can be.
we love Marvel over here.
Yeah,
You
sweet.
can't you can't tell in my office because like in my library because it's all like cute and whimsy. But, like if you go out into my like the rest of my apartment, it's just like all Marvel everything.
Nice.
It's sick.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Um, Currently, his publications with Four Horsemen include his Austen Chronicles, which is a modern YA reimagining of the Jane Austen novels. He is a college professor and has an MA in education and an MFA in creative writing. I have a BA in creative writing, um,
Fantastic.
a degree that you can totally do something with.
You can. There's lots to do with that. There is. Yeah.
I did write a book, so I mean that's
So there you go.
you
Right.
know
Woo!
I did use that. Um, you've also written textbooks, which did you fall asleep at all? Because
No, no, I did not. I mean, the textbook writing was different. I did so the textbook writing, some of it was like developmental because I taught developmental reading and writing for a while, and I always found like these are folks who are adult learners who are not reading and writing at college level. So like writing a textbook for them, like the textbooks that we gave them, like they can't read that.
gotcha.
So I was like, what if, hear me out, we actually wrote to them and got them where they need to be instead of we're
Hmm.
like, burr, burr, burr. Well, look, they're in developmental reading for a reason, so maybe we don't make them feel bad. And so I wrote like they're like funny, there's like jokes in there. I sort of break down the English language in like a silly way of like the dumb ways that we spell things and just like the history of the English language. So it's really like accessible, and then you get them there, and then as also part of that class then you have them read books like novels and stuff,
Ah,
so like
okay.
they're reading this, like they're breaking it down and understanding stuff in this other way at the seventh and eighth grade reading level way, and then you have them as they're learning this, you're moving them along because everybody's just going to get there. Like the best way to become a better reader is to read
Yeah,
and to get
absolutely.
over the fact that you shouldn't feel bad for that. It's funny
Hmm.
if you're bad at math or bad at science. I'm bad at science. People are like, "Yeah, I suck at science and chemistry," and everybody laughs. High five! You suck at science. But when you suck at reading or writing,
Yeah,
that is it. People are embarrassed about that, and that is a thing that other you are judged on. And it's
yeah,
just sometimes it's a learning disability, sometimes it's an attention deficit problem. There's a lot of reasons why it could be. And so what if we just normalized that and talked about it? So those are
yeah.
what my textbooks were. I didn't write like you were thinking, like I wrote, and then in 1742. It was not that.
That's exactly what I was
Sure.
imagining.
Because that's what textbooks are, but it's not what they should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
textbooks are so boring. I haven't looked at a textbook since college, and I barely even looked at those.
Yeah.
All right, and then my bestie over here also hosts a weekly podcast on the Comics in Motion Network, where you do critical analysis of indie comics and graphic novels.
That's correct. It's not as weekly anymore, but I am still doing it. I actually have an episode coming out recently where I interviewed
Ah,
Oh, and
sorry.
we've got a cat sighting. Um,
Sorry.
yeah, I've got I
No, stop. You
interviewed
can't have any Texas Roadhouse butter.
uh, I interviewed a graphic novelist and artist and writer Danny Diaz with my pal Ria from the Femon Collective, and so that's coming out. Danny, they
Nice.
had a book out last year called Dream Over. I've been in touch with my friend with Brenna Thumler, where I'm going to bring her on to talk about her new book Gumshoe. So I am still doing that. It isn't as weekly because I guess I got to talk to them at Four Horsemen because some things have changed. I'm a dean now. This is my
Yeah.
fault for not updating. Yeah, I'm a dean now.
So bougie.
Whoa. And yeah, and we have Comics Lit, and I have Anachronistic Comics, which is right there, which is an anthology comic that I put together with some of my nerd friends. So it's like an old-timey comic anthology where it's like there's a bunch of different 8-page stories jammed together. So they're like a horror story and a romance story and a time travel story and a superhero story, like those old-timey digests. So that's what we put together. Yeah.
I love
So
that.
yeah, I
That's
guess
really cool.
I need to send, sorry, Mimi, I'm going to send you stuff later today, obviously.
Wait, Mimi Francis?
Yeah, Mimi's my Care
OMG,
Bear.
that is
Yeah,
my best friend.
I love Mimi.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
her.
yeah.
She just told me that she's coming to Indie PopCon this year, and
Nice.
I was like, well, now I have to go to Indie PopCon
Well,
because you're
you
going to
know
be
what?
there.
I wanted to go. The thing is my college's graduation is the same weekend as Indie Pop. I
Boo.
know, and I'll be in Michigan. My
Boo.
college is in Michigan. And so I was like, I'll be that close. I know. And I love Indy. It's such a great town.
It is a lot of fun. I mean, IU is doing super great right now with their football team,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
freaking killing it. Not that I would really
Absolutely.
know anything about it. I just learn everything on TikTok, so I
You
don't.
live in the world. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Go
I'm
Hoosiers.
not for real. I've never seen so many freaking IU stickers in my life.
Yeah.
Love
And you guys are definitely having a moment because Jesse Eisenberg, he wore the IU hat in a
Mm-hmm.
Royal Pain, right? That was
Mm-hmm.
so but I guess he lived in Indiana for a while, or when he lives in America, he's in Indiana.
Dude, a lot of celebrities have lived in Indiana, and it's like so crazy to find out. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. That's cool,
Yeah.
I guess. Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon when we're doing great.
Yeah. I grew up just north of the Indiana border. I grew up in Southwest Michigan. So like to me, like I was like, I read the South Bend papers, like I watched
Mhm.
Chicago TV, so it's like I was in Michigan, but just barely. So like Michigan City was like 15 minutes away.
I have
So
a friend who lived in Michigan City.
yeah, yeah, right
Yeah.
there on the lake. That's where I grew up.
So
So
you're
yeah, I
Hoosier
know
adjacent.
Hoosier adjacent. Yes, correct. That's absolutely right.
Okay, well, the most important question I'm going to ask you on this podcast, because I've been thinking about it literally since you emailed me.
Yeah.
Are you related to Dennis Farina from Law and
Okay,
Order?
yes. Yes. Not now. I never met him. My dad did meet him. So
Okay.
that we are distant cousins. So
Yes.
um he was a real Dennis's story is he was a real cop in Chicago. And so my cousin Tommy, who I do know, and this is the most Italian name ever, Tommy Minnesota, and Dennis were like so like through the weird things, that the way families work. So like distant cousins, but like sometimes a distant cousin you're closer with. So Tommy and I knew him, and there was a woman who I'm not even making this up. Her name was Frances Washbush, but everybody called her Toots. And
Okay.
so Toots, when she was middle aged, she babysat Tommy and Dennis, and she always called him Little Denny. And they
Oh.
both grew up to become Chicago police officers, and a lot of my family did. And I had like my side, like the Farina side of the family, were all relatively good guys, and the
Mhm.
the other side, the Forstieri side, were relatively not good guys in the
Mm.
in the in the Italian diaspora. And so anyway, so these two were cops. And so Dennis was working, and there was a lot of things shot in Chicago, and there still are. And so a lot of times, obviously you hire city police or state police or whatever to like work security. So Dennis was working security on something, I don't even remember, something that Michael Mann did. And so Michael had him like needed him on screen for something. And so then that is, so he got to be friends. So then he made that show Police Story, and Dennis was the star of that. So he like gave up being so like he just got to know Michael Mann, which is not a bad thing, not a bad person to know.
Right.
And so that sort of started his acting career way later in life. So yes, that is the guy that he was in, Get Shorty, he was in Midnight Run and a lot of things. So
Mhm.
yes, he and my dad met sort of in passing, but like a lot of the people that I know well, specifically Tommy and Toots, knew him really well. So that is I
I love
am
that.
it is a distant relative, but somebody I never met. And of course, now he's passed on, so
Uh,
I never got a chance to meet him. But he was also in Snatch, and he was hysterical in that.
yeah. Oh, dude, I freaking love Dennis Farina. And literally, as soon as I saw your email pop up, I was like, if this guy's not related to Dennis Farina, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So I'm sorry I don't have a better story though, because I
No,
never met
that's
him. But
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The question was, are you related? And the
Yes,
answer was yes.
correct. That is correct. And I know
I love
people
it.
who know him well, or who knew him
I
well. Yeah,
I love that. That is my
yeah.
fave.
Nice, amazing.
Oh, all right. So let's start talking about books.
So I love books.
All right, me too. Oh my god, it's like this is a book
It's like
podcast.
you should have a podcast about books. You should put it on YouTube too, maybe. Huh?
Ah, that's
What an
crazy.
idea. What?
What a concept, you know? So crazy. All right, so we've got the Austen Chronicles, we've got Universal Truth, The Other
Yep.
Dashwood Girl, and Welcome to Mansfield. What gave you the idea to do a retelling of Jane Austen stories?
Well, I'm a big Janeite, right, and I can move this, so I'll move out of the way. So right here, I'm pointing behind my head for people
Mhm.
on YouTube. There's a row of books. They're split in two. Every livable space in my house has a full set of Jane Austen novels in it.
I love that.
So, like, those are mine. These are these illustrated paperbacks. In my wife's office, she's got some hardcovers. In the living room, we've got a different set of hardcovers. We've got comic books. In our bedroom, we've got those ones, the Wordle ones, where they're
Mhm.
bound in like that rubber thing and all the like the word stamps, like the word cloud
Mhm.
edition. So you got them all over. Got digital editions, whatever. So I grew up. I'm a reader, always a reader. Like my earliest memories are going to the library. I read that I was an early reader. I read when I was 3. So like I read the Chronicles of Narnia in kindergarten, like I'm a reader. So my mother was just like books.
Mhm.
And so I read, the big 3 Austen books at a pretty young age. So the big 3 being Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, and Emma. And for whatever reason, like those are the ones we had around the house. And there was this misconception in the world, and there is still the misconception in the world that those are the good 3, and Persuasion, Northanger Abbey, and Mansfield Park are not good. Um, that's a lie. The problem with that is that those other 3, Sense, Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, and Emma, are highly filmable. They're easy to film. They're like
Mhm.
the heroines in those, as I air quoted, are easier to relate to, and the romance in those is a little easier to digest than in the other three books. And especially in Persuasion, and I'm going to make you gasp. In Persuasion, if you've never read it, the main character is almost 30. I know. What? Unmarried? What?
Me at 31.
Wow. Spinster city, right? Especially at the time. And so Persuasion is amazing. So anyway, so it was later in life I got around to reading those books. And it was just one of those things. My wife's a librarian. And so it was just, so I read them later in life and love them and realized how much I missed out on them. And so really just sort of doubled and tripled down about 20 years ago, like full on Austen. And so I just love her. And I think there is this misconception that she is, to quote the Princess Bride movie, that she only writes kissing books, which is absolutely not true. She's writing social satire. She's writing about feminism. She's writing about class. And she's making fun of the bourgeoisie and everything. And I didn't really know, this is a long way to get there. Sorry. I didn't really know I was a poor kid until I went to college. I went to a small liberal arts college in Michigan. And I thought we were okay. And then I got there and was like, oh, we're poor. That kid has a Viper, a Dodge Viper. That other kid has like a Jeep that doesn't have Bondo on it. Like his friends don't drive a Gremlin. Those are like, that was my life. So I didn't understand. I went to a high school in there was a nuclear plant in my hometown. And so my high school had everything. Like it was a really great high school. We never wanted for resources, even though the people didn't have to pay high property taxes because the energy company paid for it. Like literally we're like a class D school, like 69 people in my graduating class. And we had a swim team. We're in an Olympic pool because they had to spend the money on something. It was crazy, right? You know, which is a good thing. It was a good, so I just sort of had this like weird misconception of things. So you know, Austen too was poor. You know, she was, and so she's commenting on that. And so that really struck a chord with me and the stories that she was telling. And, you know, like I'm one of the 6 people in the world who really loves Wuthering Heights. And I know everybody seems to hate Wuthering Heights. I love Wuthering Heights. And I know that's not Jane Austen. That's Bronte. But you're going to say, do you like it or do you hate it?
Um, okay, so you're gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're gonna say this to me.
No,
I've never read any of those
that's,
books.
that's okay. No, it's fine. No, it's totally fine.
I've seen like the
Sure.
adaptations. I
Yeah.
really want to go see the new Wuthering Heights
See,
adaptation.
that's making me salty because Heathcliff, I don't know if you know, not a white guy. That's absolutely the point of the story. So it's sort of like
Got it.
you've
Okay.
actually got a person of color like in the movie right there. Like what if you
Yeah,
just swap the roles? So that's frustrating for me because it's not 1950 anymore. Like could
yeah.
we? But I mean, sure, you know, I mean Margot Robbie's great, but it
Because it's
makes
Jake, isn't it Jacob Elordi who's
yeah,
the
the guy,
yeah?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he's so hot,
Who's
bro.
playing Heathcliff? Sure, and
Yeah,
I get that's why they picked
yeah.
him to do it. But it's also like, but just hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear me
Like, what
out.
if you read the book before you made the movie? What if? What if? So anyway, so I'm a big Austin. So I realize like all of this stuff. Like I'm attracted to these characters. I'm attracted to these books where there is a class thing happening, where class is real. And in that book, race is real, obviously, and Wuthering Heights, although not in the new movie. Um, but that's fine. I'm not here to shame.
I think Heathcliff is white in all of the movie adaptations. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
But he is definitely not white in the book. I mean, he is very clearly described. And this word is, you know, not probably the best use of the word, but it is the word that Bronte used. He's a gypsy. And they go on and describe his brown skin in the book.
So he's brown skinned. Okay. Cool.
Correct. Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah. So you could, I mean, I think, you know, in modern parlance, you'd probably say he's South Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, not a white guy is all I'm saying.
You know,
Just
well,
putting it out there. You could maybe, you know, depending, maybe Egyptian, Northern African, like, but like you don't know.
yeah.
That's the point. You don't know. He's
Yeah,
just
like if you've
not.
never read the book, you're just like, oh, it's
No,
just like,
no, and like they in
you
the
know.
book don't really know either. Like
Okay.
that's the point. You know, that's the point of him. You know, and it's like if you
Gotcha.
ever read We Were Liars, did you read We Were Liars or see the movie, the TV show version of We Were Liars recently?
I think I watched the TV
So
show.
like Gat, the character, the South Asian kid
Mhm.
in that, there's a reason that the grandpa gives him a copy of Wuthering Heights. Like they're
Gotcha.
like, hey, Gat, not a threat, but maybe a threat. Maybe you should read Wuthering Heights. They're like, oh, shots fired, Grandpa. Old racist white grandpa. Um, so so
Everybody
any
needs one.
everybody needs one. Everybody's got one. I had one for sure.
Me too.
So that's super fun. So anyway, so I was getting my MFA, which I got later. My first master's was in education. I just have always been a reader and a writer. I've always wanted to write. I wrote short stories. I was always writing plays and poems and songs and whatever. And so then I wanted to crack a novel and I just couldn't really figure out how to do it. I was writing short stories about one character and sort of jamming them together and saying, that's a novel, but that isn't a novel. That's what Salinger did. So I was like, that's work for Salinger. And you're like, well, he's also a unicorn. You're not him. So I went to get my MFA, and during a character study class, we had to write two like deep analyses of characters. So one character I did was Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, and the other character I did the deep dive was Fanny Price from Mansfield Park, because I think Mansfield Park is amazing. It's the only Austen book where you meet the character as a little kid and you watch them grow up. All of the other ones are sort of either it's in a short amount of time or they're fully formed or whatever. So this one you meet her when she's little and it ends with her, spoiler alert, getting married to her first cousin. So yuck. But people don't really want to read that. But that was also a big thing back in Austen's time. So as I was reading it, I was talking to my wife about it, and I finished my master's thesis, which was the book that it was, and I was like, yeah, I'd keep writing. And I was like, well, like maybe if I rewrote Mansfield Park and set it in a modern day and got rid of the first cousin thing, what if instead of them being real sisters, they were sorority sisters? And then I sort of delve into the class and race thing. And what if I never class and money thing? And what if I never mentioned the race of the main character? And so like when you look at my book covers, there's a reason you don't see, they're all in silhouette, because the main characters of all the books are never just, their race is never described. So like I said, what if we get rid of this straight white girlification of Austen? And what if we actually allow you to decide who the main character is? And so in my mind, what Junior looks like to me is actually different than she looks like to in the first book, than she looks like to my wife and to some other people. They all see her differently, which is what I wanted. So I rewrote it, and then just for me, for cheeky fun, I added these other characters from the other Austen books. Like Mary Bennett from Pride and Prejudice is the president of this university where Junior goes, and her best friend is Maggie Dashwood, who's that other Dashwood girl, the youngest sister. And then I have Dr. Allen from Northanger Abbey be a history teacher there, and I have Walt Musgrove, who's Anne Elliot's nephew from Persuasion. So I just add all these characters, and then all the buildings are named after Austen buildings. And it was going to just be a standalone. Welcome to Mansfield was just the thing. So then when I hooked up with Four Horsemen, though, and I saw that they were doing it as a series, or they only took series at the time. So my wife and I were talking about it, and I was like, well, I could make it a series, not a traditional series, not like where it's a cliffhanger ending, but like shared universe series. And so I pitched it to them, and Bo Lake read it and said, I like what you're doing. And she, and then between her and Jen and whatever, I give all the credit to Bo for being willing to have the conversation with me. Because it is not like what the rest of the Four Horsemen stuff is. There's no sexy werewolves, there's no swearing, it's very Jane Austen, it's very tame, but like, there's a lot of queer characters, there's a lot of like conversations, it's still a satire, all of those things. So it was just like, I wanted to make it accessible. And the best review that I've got since I've done this is saw someone said, I started reading Welcome to Mansfield, having never been able to finish Mansfield Park. I got halfway through Welcome to Mansfield, understood it finally, stopped, went and read Mansfield Park, and then came back and finished my book. So to me, that is the best compliment ever.
Well, I love that. I mean, I've never read any of the Austen books, like I said, or like really any. I mean, I've read some Bronte, but that was like college,
Sure.
It's like the thing that you have to read when you're studying English in college.
Yeah, you read Jane Eyre probably.
No, I think I read like some poems or something.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was so long ago. It's like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's fine. It's totally fine.
I graduated college almost 10 years ago. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm a lot older than you, so.
You can't, how old are you?
I'm 52.
No effing way.
Yeah, we've got an empty news. Yes, for real. Our youngest kid's 25, man.
That's wild. I never would have guessed that.
Thanks.
I would
That's good.
I would have hit you early 40s.
Oh, cool.
Like
Solid. I'm doing okay then.
that's wild. It's the Italian. That's what it
It is,
is.
sure. Yeah, that's right. We can't let the Irish win. Don't let the Irish half win. Keep that down. You gotta
Don't let
keep
the
it.
Irish win.
No,
Okay.
no.
So do you have any more Austen retellings in you? Do you have another one
Oh
coming
yeah, yeah.
out?
I sold the whole six. So
Period.
the first three are out. So book four, I actually just sent back to Jen Peckwood,
Mm-hmm.
the editor, yesterday. So that's done, and then book five. So book four is called Emma. It is called Jane, which is my retelling of Emma, but from Jane
Gotcha.
Fairfax's perspective. Jane
Gotcha.
Fairfax is sort of like Emma's rival, but Jane doesn't know why. Like throughout the whole book, Jane's always like, if it were Heather's, Jane would be like, "What's your damage, Emma?"
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't say that because she's got a nervous condition and she's got anxiety. So in my version, that we double down on the anxiety and she actually has
Mm-hmm.
panic attacks and everything. And as somebody who's had those and knows what that's like,
Yeah.
so I just, all of the characters in all of the books have little pieces and parts of me, in
Mm-hmm.
there. So anyway, so that's book four, Jane, will come out in November of this year. And then book
Period.
five, Haunting Northanger, which is my retelling of Northanger Abbey. I'm like at 92,000 words into that one. So that one will be done in the next month or two.
Nice.
I'm shooting for like 110, 120,000 for that one. Like they keep getting longer, even though the Austen books actually get shorter, like Northanger and Persuasion are short. But because I'm also having to fit in the characters from the other books and like
Mm-hmm.
drift a little from the plot, like with with Welcome to Mansfield and that other Dashwood girl, I was very, and even with Universal Truth, because that one is a prequel. Um, and those are very contained to the stories, to the Austen originals. But then my version of Jane, my version of Emma, my version of Northanger Abbey, and my version of Persuasion, you have to fit in the other characters to like make sure the worlds are still connected. So, but I'm there. I'm actually about to write a scene where, even though it's the fifth book, and it'll make sense when you read them, this is the only time when all six leads are going to be in one scene, is going to be in the fifth book, not the sixth book, because Jane Fairfax is hard to pin down. They call her, and even in the first book, she's in it, but she doesn't talk ever.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the ever elusive Jane Fairfax. So she shows up in this book for a few minutes and is in it with the other characters, and then she'll not be in the final book. But anyway, yeah. So every year, every November for the next 3 years, so 26, 27, 28, I'll have the next one out. So that's the plan.
Ah, that is so great because November is my birthday month.
Nice, nice.
So happy
Well,
birthday. Happy
happy
birthday to
birthday to
me.
you. Yeah, to you. It's my wife's birthday's in November as well. So,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. So it's very exciting to have. Yeah, book four will come out November 11th this year, and
That's the day after my birthday.
what? Crazy. Yeah, Erica just was like, let's do this day. So I was like, okay. So I just got the publication day. I should see the cover soon. So Jen Contek, who does my covers, is amazing. I didn't know what I was going to get, like when I wrote up the explanation of the covers and how I didn't want it to be real people for all those reasons. And when she put that first one together with all the gates and everything, I was like,
Hmm.
oh man. So then in my brain, once I saw the first one, I knew how to do them all. She picks the color scheme, but I sort of just write up what I want it to look like. So they're all together, really can't wait to see what the cover of Jane looks like. So yeah, and then yeah, so that's it. I'm just gonna keep going. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Erica and I have talked about what's next. And I'm so far ahead of the game that I feel okay just getting these six done. Um, there's a short story in Tanya Todd's 52 Love short story collection that features Junior from Welcome to Mansfield. And then in the final short story collection of the 52 Love, Junior and Maggie will be in it again. So I'm going to be in that too. So that'll sort of be the end of the Austen Chronicles. And then it's one of those things where I love these characters and I sob when I finish writing the books.
Hmm.
But I also want to try other things and do
Yeah.
different things. So I've got some short stories I'm working on. So we'll see.
He said, the world is my oyster.
Oh, I didn't say that, but that's what it sounds like I said.
That is what it
Yeah.
sounds like. I'm
Yeah.
going to ask you just because I was thinking about it like right before when I saw that you were rewriting Jane Austen books. I was
Yeah.
like. So I know that Wuthering Heights is Bronte,
Yeah.
but are you more of a Pride and Prejudice or are you more Wuthering Heights?
I'm more Pride and Prejudice and Wuthering Heights. I do love me some Wuthering Heights. It is It is of the three Bronte sisters. So there's three Bronte sisters,
Mhm.
Charlotte, Anne, and Emily. And Wuthering Heights is actually my favorite. I do think Anne Bronte is the best writer of them. Like
Mhm.
I really love Agnes Grey and The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. I think those are like dark and like so smart and just so great. But no, I definitely like Pride and Prejudice. I think so. Like my favorite Austen book is Persuasion, but the best is Pride and Prejudice. It is almost perfect. Like it sticks to landing. It's funny. It pokes at everybody. It gives
Mhm.
the right people a hug. It makes fun of the right people. Whereas the thing that I feel, and my narrator breaks the fourth wall in my books
I love it.
because Austen breaks the fourth wall in her books. And so but whereas, and so the narrator is Jane, right? And so
Mhm.
like that's how I feel about it. So I'm trying to emulate her. So my narrator breaks in and says, "Don't worry, dear reader," or my narrator will comment on what the characters are doing and be like, "Listen, she wants this book to be about her, but it's not. So we're going to move on from that. Like if this were up to her, we'd spend more time with her, but this isn't her story, and so she can be mad about that. Let's move on." So the narrator just butts right in. So that's fun to me to do. And so the Brontes, they don't do that. Like there's a
Mhm.
lot of unreliable narration in the Bronte books, and and the thing about Wuthering Heights, what I love about it, but it is also part of the problem is the story is there's like a guy staying in an inn and there's like an old lady who works at the inn who's telling him the whole Catherine and Heathcliff story. So it's
Mhm.
all done secondhand. And it's very much like Frankenstein. We talked about Jacob,
Mhm.
who's playing Heathcliff. He just played the monster. That's the same way. Like the Frankenstein story is the sea captain being told the story by Victor and the monster. And so like
Mhm.
the only way we're getting it is from letters from some guy that he sent to his sister. So we're like, okay. So that's a cool storytelling tactic for sure. But so I do think that lends this level of like incredibility to the story. But also,
Mhm.
still I'm like, oh, that means you're an urban legend. People are talking about you. Oh, did you hear about
Yeah.
Heathcliff and Cath? Whereas like Austen is just like very slice of lifey and it's a little lighter. It's a little bit
Gotcha.
lighter fare, to be fair. But yeah, so no, Austen over Bronte is all day long. But I do like the Brontes. I think that I've considered a Bronte Chronicle
Mhm.
next. There is a Bronte. The Brontes are mentioned a lot in my Austen Chronicles. Like they
Mhm.
read, like the people in the book read Bronte, and so Bronte
Okay.
is brought up a lot. But Austen, of course, isn't brought up, right? It's that
Yeah.
whole,
Yeah.
yeah, it's that whole Scott Westerfeld in his brilliant book Other Worlds. I don't know if you ever read it or Afterworlds. It's so good. Afterworlds. So it's a book, a woman about she's writing a book, and then you get to read the book that she's writing, and so the two
Oh,
things.
nice.
But there's a conversation in the real world where the main character, she's writing the book and her friends are like, "Oh, it's the Angelina Jolie rule." And she's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" She's like, "Well, if you don't mention Angelina Jolie in the book, then she can play the character later.
Ah,
But
okay.
like you can't mention her in the thing." So it's just this funny thing of like, what world are you in? So they never mention Jane Austen in my Austen Chronicles, but they mention Bronte and they mention Whitman and they mention Dickinson
Gotcha.
and other writers exist, but Jane Austen doesn't exist
Gotcha.
inside the thing. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I love that.
Yeah.
Man. Ah. All right. If you had to remake Pride and Prejudice, who
Mm.
would you cast as your mains?
Wow. That is an excellent question. Okay. I would like to diversify a little bit. Again, I'd like to get
Mhm.
away from some of the straight white girl stuff that's going on. I mean, my version, and this is for Universal Truth, like, and you recognize this pretty early on in like, I believe Mary Bennett is asexual, and so my version
Mhm.
of Mary Bennett in Universal Truth is, and I believe in the books that she is. And I know that there's a lot of versions of her where they think that she's like a lesbian. I can totally see
Mhm.
that. And there's some versions where they see that she is in love with Mr. Collins, which I never believe. Um, so I would actually like to, and this is tough. This is a good. I was so unprepared for this. Okay, so I do think the way that I would do it is I would definitely have the Bennets be women of color, and I would
Mhm.
still have Darcy and Bingley be white. And the
Okay.
reason for that is because if you're dealing with a class situation, it actually
Mhm.
sort of works well for some of the reason, why they're being the way that they are, why Darcy is the way that he is. Because it's like the way when he talks Bingley out of marrying Jane, it's
Hmm.
because he's like, well, they're gold diggers and they're this and they're whatever. And so I think that would be really important. Um, I'm trying to think. Hmm. Who do I think is a good? Because I would still want them to be the right age. Like she's only 21. Like Lizzie's only 21, and I think I like the idea of actually casting someone who's in the right age range,
Hmm.
as opposed to oftentimes we like when Keira Knightley played Lizzie Bennet in the Joe Wright version, which is my favorite adaptation, like straight adaptation. My favorite adaptation of Pride and Prejudice is the Bollywood Bride and Prejudice, which is if you is a Bollywood musical version.
We love musicals over in this house,
Yeah,
okay?
have you seen Bride and Prejudice? You
I
should.
haven't.
It's fantastic. It is
I'm gonna look it
fantastic.
up.
And of course, in that one, the Bennett sisters are, are obviously women of color, and they do have a white Darcy in that one. But Bingley is not. He is also an Indian man as well.
I'm gonna
Um,
put that on the list of
like
things to
so
watch when
good.
I'm
Bride
recovering
and
from
Prejudice. Yeah, when
surgery.
you're that would be an excellent use of your time. So I mean, the thing is I don't really. I'm not aware enough probably of the enough actors in that age range, just like based on what I watch.
Mhm.
So I mean, you know, and I know she was an actor before she became an international pop star, but like I do think Olivia Rodrigo kind of would be a cool. She's charismatic
Yeah,
enough to be Lizzie Bennet.
yeah,
I think Lizzie needs to pop off the screen and needs to have a ton of charisma.
yeah.
And I think, and I've never watched her show. I've only heard her music, but man, she is an amazing performer, and I am a big Olivia Rodrigo fan. I think she's really
We love
talented. So
Olivia Rodrigo over here
she's
too.
really talented. She's
She's
like
really good.
obscenely talented. Um, yeah, so that I wish I had a better answer. I'm sorry. Like I'm trying to think
No,
of
you're good.
like there's not a lot of people. I just don't know enough, I guess, of like I don't watch the shows that have the younger actors on. Did you ever watch Blackish?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Okay, the girl, her Marisai is her name, Marisai Martin, who played Diane on that show, is
Mhm.
fantastic. She steals every scene she's in. She's probably the right age now, and I would put her in anything. I like she steals every scene she's in. Like I wanted her, like in my mind, I wanted her to play Junior. Like if I'm casting my own movie, she's the
Yeah,
one I'd cast to be Junior.
I
She's
love it.
so fantastic. She's so good. Like we didn't miss an episode of that. Like I loved Black. And I thought, and the thing is like casting kids is hard,
Hmm.
and that all the kids, all of them
They were all
were
so good.
so good. And so I could see her having the gravitas to be a Lizzie as well. And I think because she's also got the snark and she commands every room she's in. She did that remake of Big called Little.
Hmm.
She was so funny in that. I mean, like she had like A-listers in that movie with her, and she just like put everybody right in their place. So I like Maris Martin a lot. I would be happy with her, but I do think to me I'd want the Bennets to be people of color instead of just because I do think we have to like undo that. You know,
Yeah,
and it's always fun. One of the questions I always ask people when I do things is when they read my books, what do they think the main character looks like? Because I will
gotcha.
describe if they're tall or if they're
Hmm.
short or what their hair looks like. But having brown or black curly hair doesn't mean anything. That could mean
True.
anything to anybody. So, like in the new book, Jane, she's 6 feet tall. Like I'm very particular that Jane is very tall and has really long fingers because she's a
Yeah,
piano player. So it's like that was important to me. In the first book, Junior is short, very short. That like she has to get lifted up a few times in the book because she's very small. Um,
gotcha.
and that other Dashwood girl, Maggie, takes she does fight. She's in martial arts. She runs. She climbs trees. She's like rock solid in the new book, and you need to see that. Now I don't know how big or how tall or short she is,
Hmm.
but she's gonna. You're like if she's got a tank top, you're gonna see her arm muscles. Like she's
Gotcha, gotcha,
built
gotcha.
like that. Like she's got an athlete's frame, but she doesn't. Other than like she does martial arts, but she doesn't like compete. She just takes
Yeah.
self defense. The new book that I'm working on, Haunting Northanger, it's very clear because that's when in the original Northanger Abbey, Catherine Morland reads Gothic novels and gets caught up like in horror novels. So my version of Cat Morland likes horror movies. And so
Gotcha.
there's a whole commentary on the final girl. And the final girl always
Yes.
has a very specific, tall, thin white girl. And
Yes.
so when you meet Kat, she is very clearly like she's considered, the narrator explains how she's full figured. She's a full figured
Ah.
girl. And so she herself, she's going to go to this movie set, like she's going to a drama camp, and they all get to
Mhm.
be extras in this movie, Haunting Northanger, that they're making. And she's so excited because she loves horror movies. She can't wait.
Right.
But she doesn't go in with any idea that she could be the final girl. So like so
Yeah.
there's that. So you know what she looks like that way, but what her race, like what her skin tone is, like you have a sense that her grandparents were Puerto Rican, but like you don't
Gotcha.
see them. So, and you don't know what her dad looks like. So like, what does she look like? So
Gotcha.
that's really fun for me. So to me, like I think we need to do that with all of Austen. I think we need
Mhm.
to, as we remake them, and this is the thing, this is what makes me mad. Like I'm mad about the new version of Wuthering Heights because they cast another white woman to be Cass. And then you're
Mhm.
like, okay, but if you're gonna do that, then you can't do that. Now, if you're going to say, you know, we're doing the whole cast is going to be people of color, great, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right? I'm fine with that. And I know that there was a Netflix version of Persuasion recently with Dakota Johnson that had a very multi-ethnic cast, which I'm for. Um, so sorry, that was a long rabbit hole.
That's
Again,
okay.
you asked me one question and I go off on one. Sorry, but
You are a podcaster's freaking dream guest.
I got things to say, man.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
hi.
But I
You
would
know,
like if you know anybody who wants to buy a book series to turn that into a TV series. I know a guy.
you know a guy, huh?
I know a guy. Yeah,
I
yeah. I
know a
know a
guy.
guy who's
Okay.
got some IP that he'd like to get out in the world.
I know a guy who's got some ideas, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying I've got the material is already written.
he's
Yeah.
he's like, all we gotta do, paper to film. Come on,
I
let's do
mean,
it.
I'm there. I'll help you. I know directors. I know actors. I mean, I know some people.
Yeah, he said, hey, if
I,
you
I all we need is the money, really. Do you have the money? Do you want to be the executive producer? Do you got
I
a
would
big
love
bag
to
of
be
cash?
the executive producer, except for the fact that I am, as you would like to say, poor.
Yeah, yeah, for real. For real, for real. But anyway, yeah, no,
Very.
thank you. That's a good I mean there's a new version coming out with Emma Corrin
Mhm.
playing Lizzie Bennett. It's a new for Netflix, I guess. There's gonna be a
Mhm.
new miniseries. And so that's fine. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
He said, I'm still
Um,
gonna watch it.
of course I mean, you know, and I did see that there's going to reboot, the best and the best Emma adaptation of all time is Clueless. And so they're
Uh,
actually I saw Alicia Silverstone, they're gonna reboot Clueless and she's coming back.
I love Clueless more than I love the way that I quote that movie every single day is wild.
It's so good, right?
It's so freaking good. Like I
Yeah.
make people watch that movie if they tell me they haven't seen it.
And they're wrong to have not seen it. Yeah, I saw it
I
in the theater. I
literally.
laughed so hard I had to go because I'm old. So I had to see it again because I missed things. So I was laughing so hard. Yeah,
Oh, dude,
it
I
is.
freaking still laugh. I'm like, why is this still so funny? Freaking 20 years
It's
later.
it's because she's committed. Alicia's so committed to the bit. The script is so good. Amy Hecklering's script is so perfect, and
Mm-hmm.
because they're leaning into the Emma of it all, like they understand that Emma is the villain in her own book,
Yeah.
and
I
Cher is the villain in her own story. She doesn't know that she gets in her own way, and so
yeah.
it works.
Ugh, freaking love. I'm gonna go watch Clueless.
You got to put that on your list. You should just
It's
have all these Austen adaptations while you're convalescing.
what's crazy is I didn't even know that Clueless was an Austen adaptation.
Yeah, it's Emma, based on Emma.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Look at me learning something new today
yeah. I can
while fighting
Austen
with.
all day. I've actually up there. I should have had it down up here, right there is a
Hmm.
Jane Austen action figure that I even have. 'Cause you never know
Wow,
when she's got to be called into action.
what a
She's
nerd!
got
I
like a
love it.
pen. She's got like a pen.
She's got a pen. I love that.
Yeah,
Um, sorry, my cat's here.
I like it. That's all right. I'm here for it.
Can I help you? Do you want to say something to Tony?
She can't hear because you've got headphones in.
Atlas, do you want to say something?
I like that the name is Atlas. That's a bold move.
He's eating. Okay, don't eat the microphone.
Yeah,
He was licking the microphone.
yeah,
His
fair
name
enough.
is Admiral Atlas.
Nice.
Yes, my other cat, he came in here, but then he left. He's orange. And his name is Captain Socks.
As it should be.
Those are my babies. Well,
Nice.
Socks was my first cat.
And
And
it's funny that you brought in an admiral to outrank Socks. That's a lot.
I know,
That's a big
dude. You
move.
want to hear something so crazy? I didn't know. I didn't know that Admiral.
Uh, They do. Yeah.
But with him, I was with Atlas. I was just trying to find a word that like went with like an A words for the
Yeah.
alliteration. But Socks is named after because he's orange. He's named after the cat from Lightyear with Chris Evans, the Lightyear
Oh, okay. I did not
movie.
see that. Okay. Nice.
It's really good. It's
Yeah.
on Disney Plus, I think. So and I love Chris Evans, by the way. Like you probably,
I mean,
I met Chris Evans like
did you?
3 years ago, and I have like 15 copies of that picture everywhere.
I
Like
bet. Yeah.
there's one in my office at work. There's one here in my office, and then there's one in my dining room,
As there
like
should be. You're
front and
like,
center.
thank you for your service, Captain.
Like I printed it out and gave it to my mom for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how
I mean,
serious it
I
was.
honestly, he's good. He's done a lot of great work.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but then I love Captain America. He's my favorite Marvel hero. And so obviously Socks had to be Captain
Captain
Socks.
Socks. I love that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
So
Amazing.
yeah, but I didn't know that Admiral's outranked Captain.
They do. That's funny.
Don't tell the cat.
I won't. I won't tell. I won't
Don't
tell.
tell him. Um. Okay. What was I gonna say? All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. But last question:
Yeah.
where can the people find you on the socials?
Sure. Well, I'm on the best way to find me on socials is actually go to my website. It's arfarina.com and I have my links there. But I'm
Gotcha.
it's like at arfarina. I think I'm pretty sure it's just ar underscore for ar dot farina. So the best way is just go arfarina.com and click on your favorite thing. I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook and I'm pretty sure I'm on Blue Sky, but I'm not. I was actually off Twitter long before
Yeah.
that fascist guy bought it
Yeah.
because it made me sick to my stomach. So those are the places that I am.
Gotcha.
But yeah, find me there. You can go to my website. You can see all the Austen stuff, the comics lit, the books, short stories. I actually just found out today I got a new short story that's going to be published sometime soon. I don't have a publication date. It just got accepted to an online publication, which will then eventually turn into thank you. That's nothing like any of these stories. But it was something that was just it was very political and it was in me. So I wrote it a couple of months ago and I just got accepted this morning.
Period.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
That's
It's
what's
very cool.
up.
Yeah, so go there. I've got songs I've written. You can hear the podcast, the playlist. All my books have playlists. There's like actual songs
Yes.
that are mentioned in the books. And there's a lot of people who are like, I don't even know what you're saying. I'm like, well, if you just go listen along, every song that's mentioned. No, it's true because it's not everybody's first go-to idea. So they're like, is that a real song? So if I mention the song in the book, it gets added to the playlist. You can
I
sort of
love
listen along.
I love authors who put playlists
Yeah.
for
So
their
you can
books.
get those on my website too. Yeah.
Yep. I love that. Yep, there's a playlist that goes along with my book too. It's in the
Oh,
back.
nice.
Yeah. So I love
The way
it
it is. Yeah.
I love it when authors do that. That's like my favorite thing. I'm like, yes, please tell me what was hurting you when you decided to write
Correct.
this.
Yeah. Or what was bringing you joy or
Yeah,
whatever.
literally.
Exactly. For real.
It's my fave.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Tony, thanks for being here. You
Oh
were
my God, this was a
the
delight.
best guest. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, we should do. I mean, first of all, you should have my friend Tanya Todd on, 52 Love Tanya Todd, but then we also did Comics Lit together. So we should make it a thing.
Totes. Yeah. Send me her email address.
I will. I absolutely will.
I'll email you guys and we can set something up. I'll probably my second week after I recover.
After convalescence.
All of that stuff. But yeah, Tony, thanks for being here. I had such a great time.
Thank you for having me. That was a great time flies when you're having fun.
It does. You're literally the best guest.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This
10
was so
out of
fun.
10 guest. You're my first guest. First guest of the new year. And
26. I got everybody's. That's the bar.
Yeah. You guys got to get up to Tony. You got to get up to Tony's level.
Bring that energy. Woo.
You got to be hype. Okay. All right, Tony. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I will be back another time with another great author on Booking It with Jonna. Please make sure you rate, review, and subscribe to my channel and follow me on all the socials at itsjonna_ on Instagram and TikTok. Bye.